When it's time for a tune-up, there's certain qualities you look for in a mechanic: honesty, experience and reliability.
Hancock's away. They're after him in numbers, but Hancock's got plenty of speed.
Craig Hancock has built his reputation as a player in the same way he's successfully established his own mobile mechanic business, by quietly proving he's got what it takes.
Tuvey the playmaker this time. It's starting to run it out.
Consider the Manly machine. The cogs in the wheel like Tuvey, Roberts, Menzies, Hasler, Lyons, Ridge, Hill, the big names.
You know, they're all just normal players, just like us. We've got a, you know, like Steve Menzies, he's a real good friend of mine. He's a great player and he deserves as many reps as he can get. He's probably, you know, really got the most potential in the game today. So obviously he's going to get the reps, and it doesn't bother me. You know, we just play. We're all one team, and as long as we all play together well on the field, it doesn't matter who actually gets in the paper, I don't feel.
Often the most valuable players aren't those in the headlines, the ones named in first grade week after week, and the ones who can rev up for the big game.
I just try and be as consistent as possible, and obviously playing on the wing, sometimes you might not get as many chances, but when you do, you've got to try and capitalise on them, and I just try and back up. Mostly that's what I sort of, because that way you get the ball more often, so I like to back up. That's probably my strongest part.
And what about a weakness in your game, if you could pick one of those?
Well, everyone's got weaknesses, and I'm sure I've got plenty, but I'm not going to tell you on telly.
Well, Jeff Tuvey has been known to say that you close your eyes under a bomb. Is that true?
Well, what happened once, when did Jeff tell you that? They put a bomb up once, and I actually caught that one, but there was a photo in the paper and I had my eyes closed, so, you know, it doesn't matter. As long as I catch him, I don't think it matters.
25-year-old Hancock was graded in 1989 and has since played over 100 first-grade games for the Eagles. He grew up on the northern beaches of Sydney and played reps all the way through, including this Manly Harold Matthews side of 1984. That's Hank up the back. Up the front, another young blonde kid called Tuvey.
You know, I've been playing against or with Jeff since we were both 5 years old, and he was always going to play for Manly and be as good as he was. He's been a level above everybody, you know, basically all his life.
Off the park, keen locals are pretty familiar with the sight of Craig Hancock's van. He snared a mechanics apprenticeship straight from school. He admits it's not his lifelong career ambition. Nevertheless, freebie requests from fellow Sea Eagles seem to flock in.
Always. They're always after something for free, those blokes. You know, they only get paid about $1 million a year, some of them, but, you know.
The flying winger might not be in the $1 million market, but the down-to-earth Hancock is happy to take each day at a time, in football, life and leisure.
Hey, Craig, come here for a sec. What do you use these tools for?
This is every mechanic's major tool for the golf clubs.
Is that when you've got a free day off practically every day, is it?
Basically, yeah. I've played golf with Jacko a bit as well, and I'm not Greg Norman. He's worse than me, believe me.
Craig Hancock there. You told me you always took his money.
But I'll tell you now, and you heard it first in the ABC, Craig Hancock is the worst golfer I've ever seen.
But he reckons you're the worst golfer he's ever seen.
He thinks he's Greg Norman. He's a shocker. Great player, but Craig.
Yeah,
and one of the real underrated players in the competition.
I don't think he is anymore. I mean, I think we've been saying he's been underrated for about 4 years. I don't think it's true anymore. I think he's just a very good player.
Yeah, he's right up there now, as we saw with that first try that he set up for Menzies. Tremendous player.